The Trump administration has asked countries to submit their final trade offers by July 7 in order to stop the imposition of more duties. It is important to note that this request was made during the pause. At that time, I was saying that it wasn't a good time to get too excited about tariffs because there are more and more agreements and deals being made, which is another positive development that is making things better in terms of getting rid of tariffs completely. However, this is not the case right now, no matter how incredibly illustrative. At that point, anyone with XRP should definitely go back to buy other cryptocurrencies. You have always been very helpful, and I'm very thankful for all of your help at the start of a new week. It looks like the market as a whole is in a good place. This is because the world of cryptocurrencies has once again seen a comeback, which is something we have seen. The value of XRP has gone up by 1% compared to what it was worth in USD and Bitcoin. Right now, the value of XRP is more than $220. Every 24 hours, there are about 1.8 billion transactions. Before we go any further, I want to make it clear that nothing on this channel is meant to be taken as financial advice. If you are thinking about investing in cryptocurrencies, you should always be very careful and do your own research into the market. Now, let's move on to the next step and look at this about Donald Trump and all of these tariffs. If you are an American citizen and want to know what happens and how Americans don't have to pay taxes on capital gains, you can read this. Those interested in investing in cryptocurrencies should read this. These are the only reports that have been going around since the Trump administration took office, but this isn't a guarantee. The question that needs to be asked is, where does the tax money that the government usually gets come from? And in this case, there is no tax being paid on gains from investments right now, but taxes are being collected correctly. Do you have a strong belief that it's not just taxes? Everything is pretty much kept in-house, and all the new ideas have to stay in-house as well. This is good for the corporate sector as a whole. This is also something you should think about from the point of view of countries like the United States of America. However, take a look at this at the same time. According to the Bank of America, the US dollar may continue to fall during the summer because of worries about trade and the high level of debt. Gold and Bitcoin are two assets whose values could go up because of this event. Take a look at how gold and Bitcoin are similar to each other for now. Everything makes sense. As far as we know, Bitcoin is being talked about by more people. When we say that Bitcoin has reached new heights, we're talking about the big institutions that countries that deal in cryptocurrencies will be the subject of the talk. A lot of powerful people from around the world are paying attention to this digital gem that is currently gaining international attention when it comes to Bitcoin. Is it true that now is the best time for it no matter what happens with the world economy? This doesn't surprise me anymore when I think about the current situation with Bitcoin. When dealing with such huge amounts of money, we should never ignore the fact that the money is coming in, even though it is taking it on the other side. Take a look at this. XRP's record shows that it has more than 2.6 billion transactions, which is more than Bitcoin and Ethereum's combined total number of transactions. This means that it is much faster and more scalable than other options. Cryptocurrency experts have told us not to lose hope all of a sudden. They say that we shouldn't lose hope because if cycle trends show up again, a drop in Bitcoin's dominance could lead to strong rallies in other cryptocurrencies during the last phase. What's even better is that we don't have to talk about the ones that are thought to be important. Experts in cryptography, this has been a very big deal for your boy from the start. There's no doubt that dominance is a sign of a lot of strength from within. This shows that it is pretty high when you look at the bigger picture. We saw a fake reversal, though it didn't last long. We also knew what the market was like that day. If the control was as high as 54.3%, like it was at the end of last year, what could happen to other crypto? While taking into account the price of Bitcoin is currently at an all-time high, which is a good thing because it makes you think about all the things that could happen. Right now, I'm figuring out what my overall strategy will be for the alternative cryptocurrency market. In my opinion, alternative cryptocurrencies will eventually get their time in the spotlight. Taking all of this into account, it is clear that companies in the hotel and tourism industries that use carbon-neutral blockchains like XRP for their payments and cross-border settlements can create carbon credits. By using these credits, these companies are being able to make up not only for their own greenhouse gas emissions, but also for the emissions of other companies. To be honest, it's pretty interesting to think about. For example, it's well known that Robinhood completed the purchase of Bitstamp, which is a big deal. The current CEO of Ripple also talks about why the company bought a piece of the cryptocurrency exchange Bitstamp. This information is included in the current statement, as you might have expected. Also, Ripple owns a small amount of Bitstamp. Let's look at the picture below and see what your thoughts are. What do you think about this? In the past few hours, the amount of electricity we have had has gone down a little. Also, Jerome Powell was supposed to give a speech at the conference today, which he did. It wasn't made public that he was getting a pay cut or that he was quitting his job. The fact that neither of these pieces of information was reported is a wonderful thing to see. Will there be a talk about lowering interest rates at the Federal Open Market Committee meeting that is coming up soon? 64.24% of the votes that were cast in but the last few hours make it look like it's not going to happen. There has been an increase in the price of Bitcoin since the beginning of the week, which is great news for people who are interested in the cryptocurrency. I said before that the price is currently rising to $16,000, and we can see it right here. The price is currently rising to that level, and the daily candle is still burning, giving us another hour or two of viewing. I think things will be really great in the days to come.